Previously on Story Hoard.
Oh yeah, you really, you're a big shot now, huh?
You know, when the town needs its people, the people are willing to step up. You start hearing raised voices coming from inside. It can only be your teachers having some sort of very loud argument.
Sildra is going to put a finger to their lips and then put an ear to the door.
No, something's changing. I mean it. If you could do us the favor of bringing those relics back to the temple tomorrow morning. And you turn around and you see a young man with big green eyes smiling at you, Momori. You're the woman who saved me the other day, right? You pulled me from this temple.
See you around. Momori pulls Sildra out with her.
Sildra is not resisting.
You hear a combined set of voices saying,
"We request an audience with Mateo, Momori, and Sildra."
How's everyone feeling? Are we all excited for another fun little adventure, little escapade in this little world of ours?
I'm nervous.
Excited and scared.
I'm nervous. I have a list of feelings that Mateo is feeling right now so that I don't forget any of them because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm running, so that's how I'm feeling.
I think they're both gonna be running.
Yeah, we're all gonna be running, actually.
Yes. Yeah, there's no problem here, Grace. We're all just running. We should just start out this podcast, just cut to everyone running away.
They said be not afraid, and we just booked it out of there.
I never said be not afraid.
Yeah. Be very afraid.
The god said, "We would like to speak with you three." And then immediately, all three of you guys decided to book it.
Yes. Exactly. Yep. Can I do it stealthily?
No, you may not.
Well, how are they gonna stop us, alright? Because I can bust through any wall.
What kind of terrain is this? What does it look like in front of the temple?
Yeah, what are these magic nerds gonna do? They can't do anything to us. They're non-corporeal.
So you say that. As the three of you hear the booming voices of the gods of storm and harvest, your immediate instinct is to all three of you get as far away from this temple as possible. And as you're running, you hear the clicking steps of Sedaris chasing after you.
Are we running in the same direction? Can we split up?
Oh,
You can't get all of us.
There's only two of them and three of us. They can't get us all.
Following me. Go other ways. Two of us will make it out of this.
Trees says, "Yeah, catch up with you guys later."
Oh my gosh.
We're splitting up, Grace. We're splitting up.
Oh my god. Hold on, I need a minute.
Yeah,
So
we
funny.
can prepare for this.
Oh my god.
What
Okay.
a contingency plan you have, Grace.
No. You guys go to split up, tearing off in three different directions from the temple entrance. And Momori, Sedaris is chasing after you, but upon hearing the commotion outside, three more temple attendants turn out and see what's going on. And those temple attendants are two kind of nobodies, two lower on the rung acolytes. But the third is the head priest of this temple, Cumulos, who is a very old-looking man, a little bit, hunched over in elaborate kind of more higher up staged gear, flowing robes, amulets, pendants, and most strikingly, a big billowing white beard made entirely of clouds. And as he and the other two attendants see Sedaris trying to chase down Momori and sees the two of you, Mateo and Sildra, peel off in other directions, all three of them start making their way towards you all, with the two temple attendants chasing down Sildra and head priest Cumulos going for Mateo. And right now, I want each of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah!
Okay. No, why? Why do you betray me?
Can
What
I
was-
use
okay.
my Can I use my temperance lure to distract them?
So they're not beasts.
Ah. Well, I'm
Are we
doing
sure?
away, so
They were buddies, Grace.
They're not beasts.
How far above beasts could they really be?
They're like interns.
Ah! Sorry. Oof.
I got a
Yeah.
5 plus 3.
Grace, are you sure I
Sildra,
can't do anything
Momori.
to distract them?
Hold on. Okay, what's my dex modifier? I have to have a dex modifier. That's pretty freaking great.
Momori's
Da-da-da.
dex modifier is
+2.
Okay.
So I had an 11 +2. So it's a 13, and it's a goat man chasing me. So I feel like I have the advantage.
No. Hold on. Sildra, what did you roll?
Oh, my dexterity is +3. I
That
rolled a
didn't help me.
1.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh no! We have to save Sildra, Mateo.
No.
How bad is this gonna be?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay. So
I'm afraid.
let's break down what's going on here. Mateo, you said you rolled an 8 total?
Mhm.
Okay. Mateo, you're peeling off, heading towards, let's say, the farm fields from the temple.
Sure.
And as you are making your break for it, you feel a massive gust of wind blow straight into your face, barreling you over.
I hate that.
As head priest Cumulos very calmly kind of saunters up. He's got a little bit of a funky old man walk. He's got a little bit of a limp. He's walking with a big elaborate cane. And he's standing over you, over your kind of prone, tumbled back form. And he's staring down at you from his big cloudy beard, and he says, "Oh, you must be young Master Mateo. Yes, yes. The Storm God would like a word with you, I believe. Here, if you follow me." And he like picks you up by the scruff of your big wolf fur. With
I unlatch
his
it.
key. I see. So we're going to do this way.
Oh no.
And he takes
Running.
that cane and cracks it on the ground, and you hear a clap of thunder as you are now staring down this what looked like a rickety old man, but underneath his various cloaks and banners and things, he's that weirdly ripped kind of old man look. Like
He's an
he looks a
anime
little
old man.
dehydrated. He looks
Yeah,
kind of
to cry.
dehydrated, but also like shrink wrapped muscled. And he is ready to bring you in, Mateo.
Grace, does he have goat legs? We need to know.
Head priest Cumulos, you weren't hearing any clickety clacks from him, other than like maybe his joints when he went to like bend over.
God.
Did I just try and run again?
You had your roll. We'll
What do
come
you
back to
mean?
you. You beefed your roll, and now you're not getting away. You're staring down an incredibly old, incredibly jacked.
He tried to pick me up by the coat. I unclasped the coat. I am free again.
Okay, 1 second. Oh, what do I have to roll for this one? Mateo, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
No, why that one?
Mateo, make a wisdom saving throw.
It's so low. Okay. No! Mateo starts having a panic attack right now. He's hyperventilating. Yeah, I rolled a 2, -1, it's a 1.
Oh dear.
He sees this gross, beefy old man and starts hyperventilating.
To be fair, wouldn't we all? An old man just ripped off his cloak in front of you and revealed how jacked he was. Wouldn't you also have a panic attack?
Mateo, you are staring down head priest Cumulos, and you're freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
You may not be terribly familiar with the regulars at the Temple of Storm and Harvest, but you can recognize an incredibly powerful magic user when you see one. And you are currently staring down one of the most powerful magic users in the whole town. And as you are struggling to catch your breath, you're getting sweaty or a little disoriented, he takes his cane and cracks it on the ground again, and you hear another clap of thunder as he casts Hold Person on you.
Oh god!
Which the description of: choose a humanoid that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or be paralyzed for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. On a success, the spell ends on the target. But for now, you are holded. Consider yourself got.
Okay. You got me. I'm
We'll
cold now.
remember you.
Oh, yuck it up, Momori. It's your turn now.
Oh dear God. But I rolled a 13, Grace.
You did roll a 13, Maddie. You've got a pretty solid head start on Sedaris as you make your way towards the town center from the temple. And to Momori's credit, you are a fairly fit individual, and Sedaris has big weenie energy, and he's tripping over his long cloak. He seems like he's tripping over a lot of things as he's trying to catch up with you. And he's trying to catch his breath. He seems a little winded. He's like, please, Miss Momori. Please, we just want to... They just want to talk to you. Our blessed gods simply want to extend their thanks of your generous work and efforts in their name.
Okay, Grace, I have a question.
Yeah.
Am I seeing what's happening to Mateo?
You could hear the thunder at least.
Yeah, you can hear the thunder clapping. Yeah, you can turn your head in the direction where it's coming from because it sounds close. All of a sudden, it's a beautiful, little bit early morning, but it was clear before, and very quickly you hear 2 claps of thunder directly overhead, essentially.
Okay, Momori turns to look where it's coming from.
And you see Mateo held in place by some invisible force as head priest Cumulos is just kind of like standing in front of him and starts dragging him by the shirt collar towards the temple.
Okay, Momori stops. Momori turns around to Sedaris. Hey, Sedaris. She lets him catch up.
You're really fast. No wonder you were able to retrieve those relics so quickly.
Hey, just listen to me for a second. I saved your life, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
You owe me a heck of a lot, right? You said you'd do anything for me, right?
Yes, of course. He looks. He's starting to look nervous.
Well, it's time for you to pay back your debt. You're gonna come help me rescue my friend from this jacked old man. All right. Momori grabs him by the shirt collar, and she's starts running in the opposite direction towards Mateo and Cumulos with Sedaris.
He's tripping over himself trying to keep up with you as you drag him along. He says, "But
Okay.
that's technically my boss, the head priest Cumulos."
Hey, need I remind that I saved your life? This is the favor I'm calling. After this, you will owe me nothing, but you will help me beat up this old man.
Whatever you say, ma'am.
Yes! Oh boy, added to the team!
Love Momori.
Oh my god.
We have to save Mateo. There's no way we're not saving Mateo.
And we will get to Mateo. We gotta get to Sildra. And Sildra, you started running in the direction of the estates, which maybe not the best idea considering the estates are at the top of a massive staircase. And if you're trying to get away quickly, maybe doing stairs wasn't the best move. But you're being chased down by the two other temple acolytes that were present. And I don't know if you've taken the time to really look over your shoulder at them, but they're calling after you saying "Oh my god, that's Sildra, isn't it?" And they're kind of laughing with each other. It's a boy and a girl, again around your age, maybe a little bit older. And they say, "Oh my gosh, Sildra, why are you running away? Don't you want to come to the temple and finish your studies? We've got so much stuff for you here. The gods have really missed you. Why don't you come over here and show them what good magic you can do these days?"
Their face gets so red, and they turn back to say something, and then trip on the stairs and slam face first into the corner of one of them.
Baby.
I rolled a 1. I'm gonna own it.
Ooh. Oh, and I love you for it. I love you for hurting Sildra like this, Kev. Yeah, Sildra, you absolutely eat it as you go to kind of respond to these two hecklers. And as you are holding your face that got caught on the corner of the stairs, the two acolytes catch up, and you turn around to look at them, and you do recognize them from the spellcasting classes you took as a child. And it has to be these two, of course. These are the two just meanest bastards from class. It's a brother and sister duo, Nair and Parche. Just the most exhausting people you've ever had the displeasure of having to spend time with. They're both taller, perfectly blonde hair, perfectly annoying laughs as they're looking down at you. Nair goes to grab you by the shoulders and hoist you up as Parche flicks a kunai around her finger, twirling it as she looks at you and says, "Wow, so the little class prodigy all grown up. Sildra, how are you? You look so... Wow, how are you?"
They flip her off. They hold up both hands and flip both of them off in their respective directions.
Nair kind of rolls his eyes. He's like, "All right, sis, come on. They're not worth the energy, and clearly, for however much of a prodigy they might have been, I don't think we have much to worry about these days." And Parche nods her head and she says, "Yeah, I'm still not entirely sure why the gods are asking after you, unless it's to, catch up. You really haven't been at the temple much as of late, and I'm sure they'd love to talk to you about it." And they start dragging you towards the temple. Just, your face hurts. You got clipped on the shoulder a little bit. Feels bad, and you're in the company of two of the most annoying assholes that work in these temple studies.
I hate them.
Yeah, they're mean.
I don't like this.
Sildra, as you're being dragged back towards the temple, you see a few things unfolding. You can see off in the distance Mateo also being dragged towards the temple by head priest Cumulos, seemingly not fighting back, not going willingly.
Stiff as a board.
He's stiff as a board, just kind of being pulled along. And you see Momori dragging Sidaris back in the direction of the temple, particularly towards where Mateo and Cumulus are at. And Momori, how would you like to proceed with this plan of dragging Sidaris to confront Mateo and Cumulos?
I didn't really think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Does this count
I
as a
didn't-
round of combat?
So, on account of that failed dexterity roll, here's the setup. Mateo, you're being dragged along against your will. If you want to break out of this, you'll have to make a wisdom saving throw. Momori is running towards your position with Sidaris in tow. And Sildra, you are also being dragged along to the same location, unwillingly, by two very, very, very annoying people. None of you enjoy what's happening. And if you feel like kicking some ass, if you guys are in some fighting spirits as far as getting yourselves out of this situation,
well,
we
so
can... Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna. It's not that I didn't know what I was going to do. I was just picking the weapon that I was gonna use against this old man, and I was just looking through my inventory to see what I was going to use. So I'm sorry I misspoke. I didn't mean that I didn't know what I was going to do. I was just trying to figure out what weapon to use.
The best way to beat this old man.
And I just want to know if I can try and get Weasel out of this yet.
Momori, what weapon do you want to use?
So I have so many weapons, and I also have other possessions. And right now, I just want to break his concentration. I don't actually want to hurt him. I don't. Well, okay, I want to hurt him a little bit, but I've determined the best weapon for this situation are the potatoes that I have in my bag. So Momori's gonna, go ahead and chuck a potato right at this old man's head. And I really, really, really hope that he's
God.
also been working out his whole body and not just like leg day and abs. I hope he's been fully invested in his physical health, because I
His
really
neck
don't
just
want to
snaps
kill
in
him.
half.
To throw potato.
What would you say this roll is, Grace?
I mean, if it's
Is it
aiming,
athletics or strength?
why don't you do athletics? Because this
Hucking
feels
a
like
football.
yeah. Go with athletics, a la throwing a ball. This takes some coordination in order to properly chuck potato at old man a distance away.
All right, that was another 11, but it's +5 because Momori has +5 in athletics.
Okay.
So that's a banging 16.
Impressive.
Thank
Just
you.
want to double check. Yeah, no,
Nice
that
AC.
that hits. On a 16, Momori, you see Mateo being dragged along against his will by this ripped old man with a cloud beard, just kind of whistling as he walks back to the temple. And you are filled with such passion at seeing Mateo in this state that you huck this very large potato at this old man's head. And he's, again, going about his business, thinking nothing of it. And you whap him right upside the head with this potato. And he's like, "Rah! Rah! What in the world?"
Hey, you! Let my friend go!
Oh, you must be Lady Momori. Yes, the gods also have business with you. Please.
I have no business with gods, and clearly, and Momori motions to Mateo, he's not interested in going with you willingly either. In fact, none of us are. So you can tell your gods to beat it, for all that I care. But you're not taking me, and you're not taking my friends to see the gods unwillingly. Do you hear me? You're not doing this to us.
He's stroking his cloud beard as you're talking, and his hand's just kind of like passing through it. He's not really stroking anything. As he nods his head and kind of squints his eyes, he says, Oh, you're one of those types, I see. He narrows his eyes at you, Momori. He says, Yes, I believe you and your little blue friend here have quite a bit in common, don't you? Well, unfortunately, it's not up to me to question the gods' requests, as far as interesting, company they might wish to keep. I am here only as a servant to execute those wishes. This is not necessarily about what you want, is what I'm trying to say. You have been summoned by the gods of Storm and Harvest, and so you shall sit with an audience for the gods of Storm and Harvest. Whether or not you particularly want to is inconsequential, young lady.
Alright, this talking thing is no longer working, and Momori is gonna throw another potato!
Roll again, please. And this
Alright,
time, roll again.
I got a 10. Oof.
Yeah. He bats it away with his cane this time. More prepared for potato at head.
Why are you so jacked?
Years of dedicated training in both body and mind in service of the gods will do that to a person. You think this beard is natural? You think this body is natural? These are the blessed rewards of loyalty.
You got God Botox? What? Does it like
Bodybuilding.
disgusting?
God-given steroids.
A physical representation of the gods' appreciation for my work. Now.
I hear his voice, Grace.
I've had enough of this man. Can I struggle?
Yeah.
Allow Mateo to
you go ahead and
struggle.
struggle.
I'm having the worst images right now.
It's a 7.
Sounds like I do it, bud.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Mateo, you're still uncomfortable. I don't know if you're still in the midst of a panic attack or if you're just...
It's like a very reserved panic attack because he's paralyzed, but his eyes are like wide open and he's just like breathing through his nose really rapidly.
Yeah, and Cumulus is like, please, young man, please, just keep it down. We're trying to have a conversation here.
How dare he?
Sildra, you're being dragged by Nair and Parche as they're just kind of like gossiping back and forth, like, can you believe Sedaris got like goat legs before any of us did? Like, I know, like,
No!
I know his legs got blown off, and like that's kind of a bummer, but also like, does he really deserve it? Like, I don't know. I feel like, and Parche kind of like tosses her hair. She's like, I've been changing out the candles like every 6 hours for a month, and look at me. Do I look like I have any sort of like blessings or enhancements? Like, I'm just saying, like, Sedaris is fine, but
Do these gods hand out nose jobs as well, Grace? Like, is this just the body plastic surgery place in this world?
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if the gods wanted to show their favor with me, like, I wouldn't say no to like my own, cloudy hair or like maybe some cute little antlers. Like, I'm just saying there are ways to kind of like show, that they're happy with the work that I'm doing. And quite honestly, like, maybe it's just me. I feel like Sedaris just doesn't take the job seriously enough. I feel like he doesn't want it enough to have goat legs. And Nair is just kind of like nodding along to this. He's like, yeah, I mean, definitely, like, he just seems like his heart's not like fully in it. And if like, I saw him the other day getting ready, and he seemed honestly kind of grossed out by his legs. And like, talk about ungrateful, right? And Sildra, you're just hearing this as you're being carried back along. You're welcome to to act as you wish.
Can
But
Sildra
on that one,
see?
you're feeling pretty rough.
Can Sildra see the nonsense that's happening over with Mateo and Momori?
Oh yeah, you guys are walking directly towards the fray as they're like, "Oh God, what's that girl even doing?" Like, okay, so she's got Sedaris, and he looks like he's gonna cry. Like, should we do something? And Nara's like, I mean, like, it'd probably be a good look if we helped out the head priest, right? Like, that's probably like, a few extra points for us for the month.
As they're talking and walking, Sildra is going to attempt to trip whoever's holding them
Hmm.
with like a leg.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check to do that.
That's 16.
Woohoo.
Ooh. Yeah, that absolutely on a 16. As these two goons are gossiping back and forth, Sildra, you stealthily stick a leg out and catch Nair around the ankles, and he goes toppling forward, bringing down Parche with him as they're now on the ground. Parche's like, "You absolute, like, can you watch where you're going for like 5 minutes, Nair? I swear, like, this is why you don't get the goat legs, because if you're walking like this with your regular legs, like, how do you think that's going to go for you?" And Nair's like, "What? Okay, if we're talking about goat legs, you already have 2 left feet. I don't think you need any more,
Ooh.
enhancement with that situation."
While they're bickering, Sildra is going to chuck a firebolt at the old buff man.
Ooh, ooh,
Holy smokes. Coming in hot.
Woo!
you know it.
Oh ho! Oh ho ho! Total, that's a 19.
Yes.
Sildra, as Nair and Parche are bickering on the ground, you manage to slip away from them, and you're staring down the scene of Cumulos speaking to Momori, each of them with their hostages in tow, silent in this conversation. But you need to get Mateo and Momori away from the head priest. I think you have a better understanding than either of those two what this particular individual is capable of, and you let loose a fireball in the hopes of putting some space between your friends and the head priest. And it hits its mark perfectly, and head priest Cumulos stumbles back, concentration broken on the spell that was keeping Mateo bound, as he looks down the road towards you and laughs.
Should I roll damage?
Yeah, on a
Lightning
19.
damage.
You hurt this guy
Yay.
and he's laughing.
We heard an old man.
Yay!
More damage.
Yeah, 4 damage, okay.
Grace is probably, like, this is probably the most OP character in this whole series. Grace has probably powered this old man up to like 100.
Oh yeah.
Make sure we don't
Oh.
kill him.
I'm not expecting us to knock him out.
No.
Sildra,
Screwed.
with your fireball hitting Cumulos, he stumbles back from Momori and Mateo. Again, focus lost, spell releasing around Mateo, and takes a minute. His cloud beard kind of dissipates and then quickly reforms. And he looks down the road towards you, still singed, still kind of like patting out his robes and things. And as he makes eye contact with you, Sildra, he kind of gives an amused sort of laugh. He says, "Oh, so the prodigal Cory child finally decides to come back to class. It's been too long, little Sildra. Oh, your aim has certainly improved, I'll give you that much. rest of your form could use some work, but nothing a little getting back into practice can't fix. Get you back into some proper magic lessons, not with that heretic up on the hill, that abominable old woman.
They make a very rude, very lewd gesture in response, and are going to, if I am able to, chuck another attack at him.
Go ahead and try.
God, I don't like that. I don't like that response.
No. You're not supposed to.
Can I just say, Grace, you have made the best, worst, like most hateable character with just the way that you've created this character's voice. Ugh,
You're
I'm in awe of you.
enjoying my old man voice?
No, I hate it, and it's provoking the correct response. I hate it.
It's giving me goosebumps in the worst way possible.
It's making me feel not bad for beating an old man up.
My leg is bouncing and I can't get it to stop. I'm filled with nervous energy. Okay. 15.
15 hits.
Oh. Yes. Okay. So we kind of leveled up to chromatic orb, so
oh shit. A chromatic orb has like 6 rolls. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yay! And then Momori sat down and watched the show.
Oh my gosh.
Sildra does not appreciate the words this man says. Let me see if I can find enough dice for this. They're in here somewhere.
I love that phrase. Absolutely love that phrase.
I have too many dice, and yet not enough. There we go. Okay.
Jesus.
Make sure you double check. We want to make sure that we're getting enough, damage here.
Yeah, that's 16 damage.
Damn it.
We kill an old man, Grace?
You did not. But with now an accumulated 20 damage, Head Priest Cumulos is now leaning more heavily on his cane.
I would also like to add that the type of orb was acidic. That doesn't really do anything, but I wanted to add that.
Cumulos is leaning heavily on his cane in the aftermath of your toxic orb, and you can see some of the remains of the toxic sludge are dripping off of him and slowly eating holes into the thinner, finer fabrics that he is wearing. And any amusement he had at your presence, Sildra, is gone as he's staring you down, pissed now, as he says, "Well, there's some students that just aren't worth the trouble of going the extra mile, and I'm afraid, young Corey, you just might be one of the biggest disappointments that have ever come through my class."
Woo! Woo! Go, Sildra! Yeah! That's Momori in the background.
He pushes himself up, standing straight, and tears off the eaten-through fabrics and throws them on the ground, and now he is standing tall and shirtless with his buff upper torso for the world to see shining in the remains of your toxic sludge.
Muscles glistening with sweat and acid.
Yep, sweat, acid, cloud beard, tastefully billowing in the wind that's picking up.
Tastefully?
As the wind is picking up, you can all feel a chill starting to set in. A very bizarre chill for it being late summer, as the temperature drops and the clouds overhead go from threatening rain to gently snowing, as Head Priest Cumulos looks at the 3 of you and looks at his 3 temple attendants, a little less than impressed, as he takes his cane and spins it in his hands and takes a pose and says, "Well, We tried doing this the civil way.
Actually, it was definitely more like you tried doing it the kidnapping way, and now you're just mad because we didn't go along with your stupid kidnapping willingly.
You dragged me by my shirt collar.
Well, yes, you see, we were walking very slowly.
What are you two still doing here? Run!
Oh no, you won't be doing that. As Parche and Nair and Sedaris form a 3-person circle around you all. And now we will roll initiative.
Momori pulls out naked! Yay!
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
This can only end well.
It's going to be good.
Finally, we're fighting someone who I don't feel bad about using the metal head on the meteor hammer for. I 100% don't feel bad.
Momori commits manslaughter?
I
got
rolled
an
in
18.
my head is in my hands. I got a 1.
Jesus!
If
Plus
you have to
3
give a 1 on
juice.
something, if you have to give a 1 on something,
I know. My dice are borking.
Oh.
Do you need fresh dice, man? You can borrow some of
It's a
mine.
different one. Oh,
Put them in the dice jail.
Oh. Well, I got an 18 plus 2, so.
Ooh.
Yeah, dirty 20, grody 20.
Sildra, what'd
he
you
was
get?
catching his breath.
8.
Yeah,
So we
Mateo's
got
gone through
8.
a lot.
Mm-mm.
He was being dragged.
Got like dirt all over my back. My
Missing
fancy
your cloak
boots.
now.
Mateo deserves a spa day. He deserves
My
like
wolf
a
fur,
nice massage.
50 feet behind in the
Yeah.
field somewhere. There's like a goat eating it.
Or a guy with goat legs.
No, no.
I don't know why, but I feel this compulsion.
Lord.
The fan art. Oh gosh, I'll add
Please.
it to my list.
He wanders off to eat metal.
It just looked tasty.
God.
Yep.
Momori, you're at the top of the order. What would you like to do? You're surrounded on all sides by temple attendants, and head priest Cumulos is holding his cane in a battle-ready stance.
Okay, Momori is gonna use Nugget to try and get all 3 of these dudes. Not Sedaris, though. Sedaris is cool. But yeah, Momori's gonna use Nugget.
All right. Go ahead and do your 2 rolls for Nugget. One, what is it? Dex. What's Nugget's rolls? Dexterity roll for Nugget, and then yeah.
Ah! It fell! Oh god.
Do you need to roll again?
Can I roll again? Can we just pretend that didn't happen?
Did it fall off the table?
It fell off the table.
Go ahead and roll again.
Oh, thank you, kind and gracious DM. We're not gonna speak about what that
Gracious
number
grace.
was. Yeah. Okay, well, and you said Dex.
Roll a dex.
Okay, 8 plus 2 is 10.
That's
not
So
great.
that does not hit Cumulos. That does that does hit the acolytes though.
They're losers! They're literal nobodies! Okay, cool.
Momori,
I'll take it.
you throw Nugget looking to take out Cumulos, Parche, and Nair all in one go. And Cumulos is prepared for this and he dodges out of the way of your hammer. But Parche and Nair are not nearly as lucky, and both are caught across the waist with your hammer as Nugget flies around the 2 of them and pushes them fully over onto each other. And how much damage does Nugget do? Is this the training head or is this the
No, I
iron
100%
head?
have on the iron head. So I don't remember what we decided on that. I'm looking at D&D Beyond. Okay. How do you determine what weapons do?
Because I know we've used Nugget before.
Yeah.
I think it was 2d6 for the training head that you used on Gataki the one time. But this is
Yeah.
not the training head.
No, it's not.
Go ahead and roll 4d6 damage. for
Wow.
Nugget's Iron Head.
Okay, sounds good. We've got 2. We've got 1, so that's 3. We've got a 5, that's 8. And we've got a 6. So that's good God, 14.
Okay.
Also, I'd like to use my action surge.
Yeah.
So I would like to take one additional action.
Uh-huh.
And I would like to try again to attack Cumulus
Go for it.
with I have other weapons, but I'm gonna use Nugget again.
We know who Momori's favorite weapon is. Like,
Yeah.
Nugget's
Well,
already out.
yeah. So that's a 12 plus 2 so that's a 14.
14 hits.
Ah! Eat it, old man! Momori says as she swings Nugget at this old man.
Oh my god. For how much damage?
Okay, I'm rolling. We're doing, 4. Okay. 14 damage.
Momori.
Yeah.
How often would you say Momori uses Nugget with the iron head on? Specifically, how often has she used Nugget with the iron head on against an actual living person?
Oh, she hasn't really. She doesn't really use it against people typically. She has been training with it though. She trains a couple times a week against, like melons and stuff.
Okay. Momori, when you throw your first launch of Nugget that whips around Nair and Parche, and kind of loops around their sides and smacks them to the ground, just the whipping aspect of them getting caught on the chain of Nugget is enough to have them both like pretty solidly on the ground hurt. And then Nugget, as you reel back, catches Parche on the hip and Nair on the shoulder, and you hear the sound of like grossness as it pulls
Ugh.
away.
Uh,
And as you reel back again and launch it again towards Cumulos, what he was able to dodge the first time, he is not so lucky on the second time around. You catch his forearm as he goes to block with his cane, and you hear a crack as he stumbles forward, holding his arm now as he's crying out in pain. He takes a knee and looks back up at you, eyes kind of shocked that you're using this kind of force against them, but shocked turning to a deep, deep resentment as he says, kind of through gritted teeth, so this is how it manifests. Hatred of the gods through hatred of fellow man. I'm sure that's worked out well for you, young lady. Tell me, do you typically take out your anger on innocent civilians? Is this something you're quite comfortable with? You seem to be incredibly good at hurting other people, I must say.
no, I actually typically take out my anger on people kidnapping my friends. So I don't hit innocent people. What do you think, like, just dragging 3 people to unwillingly to see your gods is? Don't tell me that all your training all these years has made you forget basic morality, so that you're just some lamb who does whatever your gods desire.
You ever served a god, young lady?
No. And I never will.
Then you're truly limiting yourself. As he straightens up from his posture and looks at Sedaris, who is next in the order.
Sedaris knows whose side he's on. Sedaris knows what's up. Sedaris isn't going to take this time to conveniently betray us.
Sedaris is looking green around the gills at
no.
the sight of this violence in front of him. As Momori, you have personally hurt 3 of his, co-workers, essentially.
Yeah, but they weren't nice to him. You can't tell me that these jerks were nice to Sedaris. Momori saved his life. These guys probably had hid, I don't know, dead fish in his locker for fun.
Cumulus is staring at Sedaris, and he says, Sedaris, do me a favor and fix this situation for me. Do as you are told. Come now, you are an acolyte of the temple, just as we all were. This is your time to step up. And Sedaris is trembling a little bit as he looks at...
Sedaris, you owe me. Don't forget.
Yeah, I mean, I sure, but are you going to hurt me too? What? I also serve these gods.
Sedaris. Sedaris.
Is this truly how you see us?
Sedaris, I don't care about people serving gods or not serving gods, but I am kind of pissed that somebody's trying to take my friend away from me against his will.
They're not trying to take him from you. They're just trying to.
Yeah, but people can't do that without someone's permission. Mateo gets to decide whether or not he wants to go and see gods, and so do I, and so does Sildra. And we get to decide that. We don't want to be forced. And you know what? Yeah, these guys, they do whatever they're told. And maybe that looks good on the outside, but what are they really feeling like on the inside? Because what about your conscience and your morality? And you know what's right. I think you know what's right.
He looks at his hands, and then he kind of plays with his robes a little bit and kind of straightens himself out. He's like, yeah, I mean, I think I know what the right thing to do here is. Sorry. As he's going to cast, what do you have? I think he has Cantrip. I think he has Cantrip here.
It would be funny if, what's-his-face, Sedaris was the most talented of all of them. Then they're all just mad, so they make fun of him all the time.
He's not mad talented, but he does have Cure Wounds. He does have Cure Wounds.
No.
And as he looks apologetically towards you, Momori, he's going to do D8. Which one I use a D8?
God, if only we had a healer in our group as well.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate.
Nobody's hurt badly yet.
Pretty unfortunate. You guys don't have a healer. Isn't that crazy? Is that
I know.
insane?
How could we have missed this
standing
important detail?
Right here.
Alright. Roll 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. So that's gonna be yeah, with that apologetic, big kind of wet-eyed look at you, Momori, he kind of bows his head and holds his hands out towards Cumulos and heals him for 10 damage.
God, I should have known better than to trust this simp to do anything.
As Cumulos kind of brushes off his arm, which is still pretty badly bruised, but not nearly as mangled as it was just a moment ago. He says, "Behold the power of the gods. It's not just any old magic that can heal an old man like this, or train a young man like this, I must say. Sedaris, you are truly proving yourself as worthy of the Harvest God's blessings upon you. Truly excellent work. You know what? One of these days, this robe, this outfit, these rings and these silks could be yours. We we may be looking at the next head priest of Hearth, everyone. As the two other temple acolytes on the ground are like, no, no, not Darius, no.
Oh, la, how'd that speech work out on me?
He says, consider it a sunk cost investment avoided. We cut our losses with you. And next in the order is it's Sildra. Sildra, how do you want to do this?
Uh, well, I don't take too kindly to that response of his. So, it worked great the first time. I'm going to chuck another chromatic orb at him.
Okay.
This time it's fire.
Okay.
Ba-da-ba-da. That's da-da-da. And 16.
16's gonna hit.
All right. These out. That's 11 damage.
Ouch. Ouch.
Uno reverse card on your healing spell.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, Sildra, you chuck your chromatic orb at your former instructor, and it hits home in the square of his chest, burning away part of his cloud beard. As again he has to take a step back to keep from fully falling over as his clouds reassemble in a moment. Again, patting himself out of any residual flames.
How's that for disappointing?
I'm still standing, aren't I?
We'll see how long that's for.
Next up is Parche, who is in rough shape as she very weakly pushes herself up off the ground, kind of like brings herself back up to standing, holding her side where Nugget really bit into her. She looks down at her brother Nair and back at you, Sildra, and you, Momori, watching everything that's been happening. And she seems a little out of her depth. Her eyes are wide as she's kind of taking in everything that's been going down. And as she is holding her side, she turns towards you, Sildra, and narrows her eyes. And she is going to whip 3 kunai in your direction, which she needs to roll. She's gonna roll dexterity, which is what? And Sildra, what's your AC?
12.
Okay. She rolled a 14.
Oh.
Uh,
For all 3 of them?
okay. She rolled a 14 for 1, so let me just do the 1 roll on that. It's a d4. Alright, so take 1 damage from 1 kunai that kind of grazes your face. That's a 12.
So that would go to the attacker.
Okay, so that's another hit. Take another 1 damage. She's hurt. She may be just hitting you, but it's not as lethal as maybe she's hoping it would be. And that's a 10.
Yay!
Alright, so last one misses. She whips her 3 kunai, 2 of them just barely grazing you, Sildra, as she's trying so hard to stand upright, but it's taking all the effort left in her just to get these kunai out of her waistband and throwing them with any semblance of accuracy. As she says, okay, so local screw up is somehow still casting, like, really good magic, and yet I'm over here, no magic whatsoever, still being forced to use fun little physical weapons. Gods, if you're watching, and she gives, like, a big wave, she's like, hi, you left Sildra with magic. I think you forgot to take that back when they dropped out.
Someone bitter that they suck.
Physical weapons aren't so bad.
And next in the order will be... That's 5. Next in the order is Nair, who is also peeling himself up from the ground as he sees his sister shouting to the heavens about not having magical abilities, while he kind of side-eyes her. And in turn, will cast... Oh, what do you have? He is going to cast Sacred Flame in your direction, Sildra. Flame-like radiance descends on creatures that you can see within range. Target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage. Target gains no benefit from cover for this saving throw. So, give me 1 second. So make that dexterity saving throw for me.
A 17?
Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Sildra on a 17, you see Nair ready his hands in a spellcasting form as he blasts in your direction this holy fire that smells like a summer bonfire at a harvest festival. And you very deftly sidestep out of the way as this stream of fire blasts past you and up into the sky, very carefully not hitting anything else around them.
Soldier makes a peace sign as they do it.
And Nair kind of looks over at his sister, who's looking at him like, are you serious right now? Like, now you're choosing to just... This is just mean, honestly, Nair. And Nair's like, okay, but, like, have you tried having magic powers? Like, are you really feeling it? And he gives a big call out, like, thank you, by the way, Harvest God. Thank you so much for your gracious giving me magic powers. That was really cool of you. And as they're doing this, you can see Cumulus kind of like pinch the bridge of his nose, like, oh, good grief, you two. Oh,
Are these guys okay? Like, they're just screaming at the sky. Like, is that how you're supposed to pray?
No, but they just do this.
Have they always been this way?
They're idiots.
Okay, I feel bad now. Like, I feel kind of legitimately bad.
Trust me. Don't feel bad for them.
All right.
If they could stab you in the back for a single spell, they would do it.
Oh.
all
right.
right. Damn. Well, next in the order is Cumulus. And he has been observing all three of you. Mateo, not so much. Mateo's kind of been off to the side for most of this fight. And he's gone from being, amused at Sildra's just being back, and Momori's being an out-of-towner and not as impressed by the gods, to being fed up with both of you. As he stands up straighter, and he is going to cast the... Let's see.
That's not good grace noises.
He's got his menu open, seeing what's on tap.
Yep. Oh, because he has so many options is the fun thing.
I don't like
I'm
that.
sure he does.
Oh, what's going to be the most upsetting thing I can do right now? I have an idea. He straightens up his posture, and he brushes off any lingering embers or burns from Sildra's last spell. And he looks at you, Momori. And Momori, his eyes go soft as he looks at you like you're like a stray cat. And he says, "Now please, child. I'm but an old man, simply trying to do the work I was born for. I'm the latest in a long, long line of attendants to these gods. This is my life. This is all I know how to do, is to be of service. Truly, you can understand something like that. And if you could find it within yourself to take pity on an old man,
Oh,
would you do me the kindness of sitting with these gods for however long they might need you for? Please." And Momori, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as he attempts to use suggestion on you.
Momori does love old people.
I know. I know Momori's weakness for old people and children.
Oh God.
Fun fact about suggestion, you need to make a wisdom saving throw while the caster suggests a course of activity limited to a sentence or two, and magically influences a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to this effect. The suggestion must be worded in such a manner to make the course of action sound reasonable. Asking the creature to stab itself, throw itself off a spear, immolate itself, others, ends the spell. Target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it pursues the course of action you described to the best of its ability.
So that's all very interesting information. I rolled a 3 plus 1. So that's a delicious, wonderful little nugget of a 4. Just a little baby.
Momori loves nuggets. Momori loves
Hey.
nuggets.
Momori
Dino
loves
nuggies.
nuggets.
And Momori
Yeah.
loves old people. And right
Yeah.
now, looking at this
This
old
nice old
man,
man.
looking at this
Yeah.
nice old man who you guys have been beating up on, he's probably really tired and sore. And he's looking at you with those kindly old man eyes. You're realizing he has also cloud eyebrows that are really cute.
Oh yeah, they are really cute.
And you can't help but feel bad for the guy. If this truly is his life's work, he's lived his whole life working in service of these gods. All he's asking you is for, 5 minutes of your time to go talk to some gods. It's not that big of an ask, right?
No, that seems perfectly reasonable, now that you mention it.
He extends a hand to you, Momori, and says, "Let's just go to the temple, and if you can manage to convince your friends to come along, I'm sure the gods would be very grateful to you."
Yeah, guys, this is gonna be great. I mean, like, they're just asking us to come talk. And I don't know, like, it's kind of rude that we're being so mean to this wonderful old man. I mean, I've literally never met him before today, but he seems really nice, and he takes really good care of his body. He does a lot for this town, and I mean, look at him. Like, he looks like he missed his last spray tan appointment. I mean, he's that dedicated.
It's true. It's
Like,
very true.
he's obviously putting himself on the line for others all the time.
Momori, did your concussion come back? I don't think
No.
you've been properly resting that.
No. I'm just saying, like, you could just go talk to these gods and, like, I just really, really, really want to help this old man right now. Like, I don't think you guys understand, but I don't know. He kind of reminds me of my grandpa.
He tried to kidnap us.
Yeah, that was like 2 minutes ago, and
Now, child, come with me. As he starts leading you with a hand on your back, Momori, holding you close, and in what feels like a very comforting way, but which very much places you as a human shield to protect him from any other potential magic attacks.
I mean, yeah, he's a frail old man, and I should protect him.
Oh, and it's much appreciated, my dear. And that puts us at Mateo's turn, finally. Mateo, you see Momori acting so weird right now as she's letting herself be led by Cumulos up towards the stairway into the temple. And the cold air that's been whipping around during this entire altercation is getting colder and more intense as you watch this happen. What would you like to do?
Sildra, what do we do?
I mean, I think he's using suggestion on her because she doesn't seem like the godly type. If you can hit him in some way, I think that should break his concentration. But kind of using her for a shield right now.
God, okay. It's very conflicted right now. He doesn't want to hurt any of these people, really, honestly. Okay. How tall are these siblings?
Uh, Probably like 5'6", 5'7", maybe. The brother is just slightly taller than the sister.
Okay, I grab the sister. I want to grab the
Oh.
sister with my knife out.
Okay. What do we roll for that? What do you roll? What do I roll?
Intimidation?
This might be an intimidation check.
Grab her though?
Oh, to grab her.
Oh,
Yeah, I
you
want
could-
I want to threaten to be stabbing her.
Jesus Christ. All right. Roll your dex.
Okay. That's 9. A 9. That's with a +3.
9.
It's a 9, and yeah, that's not gonna do it. As you go to grab Parche, to try and threaten her with a knife, she's weak, but she's not about to be caught off guard by some kid in bright clothes with a big shiny sparkly, mostly decorative dagger.
My bedazzled dagger.
Your bedazzled dagger, as she twists out of the way with a cute little twirl, and strikes a pose, and she's like, I don't think so. Also, like, what is this outfit right now? Like, God, you want to talk about, like, being unfavored by the gods? This is...
I was just dragged through the mud.
Oh, dragged for filth, for sure.
He just screams.
Mateo, you scream.
Uh,
And as you scream, there is a massive clap of thunder as the skies flip from being threatening snow to opening up into a torrential downpour out of nowhere. And as this deluge comes down on top of really just your circle of this group of people, this altercation, the townsfolk that have mostly been kind of observing what's been going on, it's still early enough that not a whole lot of people are around to see what's happening. They start sticking their heads out, seeing this concentrated downpour happening outside the temple, as you just scream so loud after everything you have been through. And as you're screaming, Cumulos is looking at you with wide eyes and looking around at what's happening. As you hear a booming voice call back out to you, saying,
I think we've had enough here.
as the rain stops. And you see a tiny shrine in the front yard of one of the nearby homes take on a soft, pale blue glow. And the shrine has a carved sculpture of these cloud shapes that lights up and begins speaking to you, Mateo, in a deep, cold voice that says,
An impressive display, if unrefined. Cumulus, you and your attendants are dismissed.
as Cumulus is now sputtering, like, my lord, if we were just bringing them in, if you wait just a moment, as he is cut off by another nearby shrine in someone else's front yard, this time a carved figure of a ram's head that comes to light with a soft green glow now, as lights inside this ram's skull start to glow, and you hear a voice from it say, "Now, Cumulus, you've done adequately attempting to bring these messengers in. Go about your duties. We will take it from here." As the gods of Storm and Harvest are now inhabiting these two sidewalk shrines.
Hey, how's it going?
Mateo is so freaked out right now. He's shaking.
Momori's feeling great.
Also, we're all wet. We're all just drenched.
Yep.
Yeah, your fur is pretty drenched right now too.
I mean, the fur is off in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah.
It's in pretty bad condition, I think, at this point.
You're just nasty.
Nasty.
He's not here.
Nasty.
No!
With all the posing going around out here, you'd think he was.
Oh my goodness. At the dismissal of the gods of Storm and Harvest, Cumulos looks at you, Momori, and passes a hand in front of your face as you realize this old man was just about to drag you inside of a temple to two gods who you do not care for. He's looking at you, Momori, with a very displeased look on his face as he takes his cane and taps it on the ground to summon the rest of his acolytes. Nair and Parche sulk over to him, and Sedaris, who has been just off in a corner shaking like a chihuahua this whole time, just so upset, walks past you, Momori, with big sad eyes as he follows Cumulos and the other acolytes into the temple once again, leaving the three of you outside in a very wet patch of road as the two gods are just sitting in these little statues for you to talk to.
What do you want from me?
The storm god lights up in his shrine. He says,
Mostly, I want to thank you all for returning what belongs to us. We deeply appreciate any human who goes out of their way on our behalf.
and the harvest god chimes in now, saying, "We admit we're not familiar with any of you. Well, we're familiar with you, Sildra Corey,
Anyway,
but we're pleased to see you once again. Mateo and Momori, was it?"
I'm sorry. Did that old man just put some gross magic on me? I'm very confused right now. I was very, very, very mad, and now then I was chill, and now I'm very confused. Is everyone okay?
Not acquainted?
The storm god chimes in and says,
When was the last time you visited our temple or spoke with us in any significant capacity? Tell me, Mateo, when have you sought me out? Or have you contented yourself to read about me in books and journals and others' accounts?
Of course, it's not memorable to you. Why should anyone be memorable to you?
You are quite memorable. quite an impressive little display, though I'm rather surprised considering I was not the one to gift those particular abilities.
What are you talking about?
The harvest god chimes in and says,
Norester, I feel we are losing track of what we summoned these three here to discuss. We're here to offer our thanks for your wonderful service on our behalf, in both returning our stolen relics and offerings, and attempting to bring to justice those that would harm us and drive us out of our own temple.
Okay. Hold on. I'm coming back to reality. Let's get one thing straight. Nobody did anything for you guys, all right? Some bad people bombed our temple, and incidentally, they stole our relics. But nobody cares about that. What we care about is that Sedaris's legs got blown off. And, that was So, we fixed it, and we happened to grab, I don't know, your trinkets, because that's what the teachers told us to do. And, yeah, and just so you know that we don't care about y'all. And we don't talk to y'all. So this conversation can just be over. It wasn't about you.
the two shrines grow dim before lighting back up in a fury of magical energy. The storm god says,
I told you this was a waste of our time. Reaching out to mortals like this, who I told you had no interest in our ilk.
Yeah, exactly.
the harvest god says,
Perhaps you were right. Had I known that they were sent by those ageless ones, I would have reconsidered my outreach. I offer you this in place of any sort of reward or blessing that I'm well aware you will no longer accept or never would have in the first place.
Correct.
the shrine that the harvest god is inhabiting, the small ram's head is lifted up and is being encased in plant matter in green light until it takes on the form of a bipedal figure with a ram's skull and a long flowing cape made of flowers and grasses and wheat. And it walks up to the three of you and says,
There are more than just storms brewing. Beware of those teachers of yours. Their unaging reign is due to be interrupted. And they know this as well as we do.
as the god of harvest recedes back into its shrine and disappears from the physical realm. The god of storm is not far behind them, but before leaving, says,
You would do well to remember your place in this world, mortals. You may not worship us, but try to remember how you stand against those with real power.
as the storm god fades away into his shrine.
Momori walks over and kicks the storm god's shrine over.
It's your place on the face of an old man. And I also stomp on it.
Those two hooligans like over someone's like front lawn decor. God blessed. Well, that was gross, and I'm done with this. I'm gonna go. I don't know. Take a nap or something. My head hurts.
I mean, Sildra, do you want to get in on this god stomping here?
I think Sildra's just kind of in shock of everything that's happened. They've been through a lot today. They
Yeah,
met
they
old
have.
classmates. They threw fireballs at their old teacher and
Mm-hmm.
acid, and then the gods talked to them, and they're just kind of they're ready for a nap and some fishing and just not
Yep.
this.
Yep, it's about 10 a.m. You're due for it.
God.
Oh, let's just go take a nap at the river. Campaign ended. We're good. The God Squad takes a nap.
I was gonna catch a cold.
Oh.
The three of you are standing in the remains of this just toppled and destroyed mini shrine to the god of storms. And from down the road, as you're kind of looking back up and trying to figure out what to do next, you can see Kolya haggling with a traveler trying to get into this side of town. And
Do we reckon travel, Chris?
you do, Momori. You see a weedy-looking man in his late 20s with a big backpack, some missized clothing on him, a big scar across his nose, and a hat on top of his head, and a bright red banner off of his backpack, as he is trying desperately to shake Kolya, who is just not letting him get very far into town. And he looks over at the three of you and, with big eyes, gives a wave as Abus, the traveling victim, historian, archivist, has finally made his way into Hearth.
Momori waves at him and shouts at him, Abus! Hey! So long! She walks up.
He calls back, I got lost! Again.
Oh, I'm
Your
sorry,
directions
buddy.
were good, and then I got turned around, and then some teens on the road told me to go east, and I went west, and but I'm here now.
You didn't get beat up by any more clowns, did you?
Well, I'm here now, and I'm just so excited. So
Mateo stomps on over to him and is like, I got you another shirt, idiot, and just shoves the shirt that he got into his hands.
Oh, did you also get your ass handed to you by clowns? I told you to watch out for them. I mean,
He gave it to me for free.
Gee, what's your problem? Oh my god.
Abus, we got your stuff back.
Really?
Yeah. Like, it's the weird stuff with, like, the tree magic, right? Or, I mean, not tree magic. It looks like trees. It's all gnarly and weird looking.
Momori, maybe we should talk some more private about this.
Yeah, because Kali is staring at like all of you assembled now, like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, you know each other. Oh, okay, that's all good. Listen, strangers coming into town these days. He's got a big bag full of I don't know what. I mean, he doesn't look like a threat. I mean, look at this guy, and she kind of like holds up one of his arms.
Oh, no,
just like,
he's not a threat. He's the opposite of a threat, Kalia.
I know I can trust him with you. All right, she kind of pushes Abus onto you. She's like, your responsibility. I'm sure he'll be fine. Just, when it comes to strangers in town, just vet them. Keep an eye on this one. I don't want any more shenanigans. I don't want any more mysterious goings on. There was a big sudden downpour like 10 minutes ago. I'm not trusting anything happening anymore.
Yes, duly noted.
As she leaves Abus and goes back to her post at the south side of town.
So, how's it going, Abus? Like, how is your travels?
Travels have been, good. I was really bummed about losing all of my stuff, but if you have them back, I was hearing all of these fascinating things about this library that you told me to come visit here, how old it is, how vast its collection is. I really think I'm onto something big here. And now that I have my relics back,
Hey, you don't have anything back. We just have questions.
Sure. Happy to answer them. Can I have them back though?
Not here.
Okay.
Let's just go to the library.
All right.
The four of you start making your way to the library. Oh, well, Sildra, do you want to go along?
Yeah, sure.
All right. The four of you start making your way towards the library on the teacher's estates. And Mateo, I want you to make a perception check.
I don't like this.
Just do it. Just do it.
I got a 10.
You can't tell if the chill you're feeling now is because you are soaked to the bone from the downpour and from the weird cold snap that hit earlier during your altercation, or if it's because Aba's suddenly showing up has you hyper aware of the weird relics in your bag and their dead weight that they have weighing down on you. But you have that general sense of chill and unease as you all make your way up the stairs towards the vast library. Story Hoard is produced by Grace, Maddie, Margaret, and Kev. Our theme song was written and composed by Vocal Outburst. Follow for updates and artwork on Twitter and Tumblr at StoryHoardPod, or visit our website at storyhoard.card.co. You can find all these links and more in the description of this episode. I'm hearing giggles. Is someone back?
It is me,
Kevin is back.
the dropout.
Hell yeah. We love it. We absolutely love it.
What do we love?
I'm loving that I found my ideal old man voice over the course of this fight.
I'm not sure if I would call it ideal.
You don't like the sound of old man voice?
Not
Scraggly,
really.
crungly, kind of withered old man.
You may not like it, but this is the ideal male form.
That's exactly what it's giving to me.
Look at this body. You think I could have achieved this any other way?